You could go to Plato and find the same worldview. You can go to Greco-Roman writers. The pagan world believed the same thing, that they worship the gods they do and their neighbors worship some other god because that's how the Most High wanted it. You'll actually find that in non-biblical pagan texts. Again, when Paul goes to a pagan city, he knows that they share the same worldview, and it's a platform for the gospel. This is the foundation for what we call spiritual warfare and cosmic geography. Daniel 10, the prince of Persia, prince of Greece. Where do we get this idea of supernatural princes over nations? Deuteronomy 32. The Babel story. That's where it begins.
Everything Michael Heiser taught about the unseen realm and territorial spirits, I can confirm to be true, because I grew up inside it. In Nigeria and many parts of Africa, millions still live the exact same spiritual worldview the Bible describes. Not as myth, not as theory, as everyday reality. And these beliefs are not borrowed, they are ancient. To put it in perspective, the ancestors of the Igbo likely settled the Oka Plateau 4,000 to 5,000 years ago. Around the same era, Egypt entered the Middle Kingdom. The Yoruba civilization has roots reaching back 3,000 to 4,000 BC. Meaning, while Igbo and Yoruba societies were forming their spiritual systems, Egypt was worshipping the same beings the Bible later identifies as real spiritual powers. Persia was forming under the biblical prince of Persia. Greece was emerging long before Daniel spoke of the prince of Greece. Different continents, no contact, the same worldview. Most civilizations forgot their gods, their deities turned into mythology. But in West Africa, almost nothing changed. Olokun's shrines still stand. Sango's rituals still thunder across countries. The Imwaka festival burns with centuries of history. Just like Heiser described the pagan worldview, there is one almighty God, but humans do not approach him directly. Each community relates to him through the spirit assigned to its territory. Here is something Christians often miss. Many traditional worshippers think we are the foolish ones, not because we deny God, but because we ignore the spiritual system the land follows. Their ancestors entered covenants with the territorial spirits. Their festivals, rituals, and altars maintain relationship with the beings over their land. So when outsiders show up saying, there is only one God, and you approach him directly, they see it as foolish. They believe we've abandoned the wisdom embedded in the soil itself, what the Igbos call Odinala. They see us the same way Balaam saw Israel, a people who did not follow the spiritual structure the nations lived by. This is where the story of Balaam becomes the missing puzzle piece. Balaam was not a random prophet. He was a specialist, an expert in negotiating with territorial gods. When the king of Moab hired him, it was because Balaam knew how to navigate the unseen political system of the nations. But here's what shocked him. Israel was the one nation on earth whose God did not operate by the territorial rules. Their God traveled with them. He was not tied to the land. He was not bound by boundaries. He followed his people. To the pagans, that looked insane, reckless, foolish. Because in their worldview, no people approached the Most High directly. Every nation had a ruler spirit, an intermediary. That was the order set at Babel. Yet here was Israel, a people ignoring the entire structure, moving with their God and overthrowing territories that had belonged to other spirits. This is why Balaam panicked. This is why Balak was terrified. This is why curses could not land. They were dealing with a nation outside the jurisdiction of the territorial system, just like believers today. And this is the key. Believers today stand under one authority, not the spirits that claim territories, but Christ, the one who has all authority in heaven and on earth. He dismantled the powers of rebellious spirits and walks with his people, just as he did with Israel.
I am the Lord, and there is no other. Apart from me, there is no God. I will strengthen you, so that from the rising of the sun to the place of its setting, people may know there is none besides me. I am the Lord, and there is no other.
So, episode 2 closes with the key truth. The spiritual world is real. Territorial spirits are active. Our land and communities still operate within this framework. And understanding it like Balaam did changes everything. This sets the stage for the next episode, where we see how these spiritual realities influence nations, history, and even battles. From Egyptian gods to West African deities to the Haitian Revolution, and the ultimate reclaiming of the nations by the Most High.